What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont economic realtor. Hope you're doing well. Chat GPT, the AI software that has been in the headlines for a few months now, is a very effective tool that people are using in a variety of industries. I know students are using it to help them write their essays for them, things like that. I wanted to talk about how you can use the tool today in real estate here in 2023 and also moving forward, regardless of what market you're in. Now, I specifically work in the Vermont market around the Burlington area. If you're looking to buy or sell around that area, reach out to me directly. My contact information is in the description, but this video is going to be for all markets. Before we get right into Chat GPT, I wanted to just take a quick look at what's going on in the Burlington market. So if we look here, active listings, all property types. When it's blank, that means it's open. So any property type, any active listing in Vermont, you can see over on the right side by the count sign, there's only 7 properties active in Burlington, Vermont. For those of you who don't know, these are all the properties for sale, by the way. This is just the back end of MLS, the system that I have. For those of you who don't know, the Burlington, Vermont is the largest city in Vermont. It only has about 40,000 people, so it's not huge, but it still is the most populated city here in Vermont. And to only have 40 single-family condos or mobile homes on the market in Burlington, only 7 properties for sale. That's very low. So we're in a very low interest or a low supply environment, low inventory environment right now. And we are seeing interest rates rise, right? Interest rates are at around 6.6% last time I checked Nephew for the best rate you can get with the best possible credit. So, a lot of borrowers don't qualify for that rate, but that's where rates are at now. So we're at a low inventory environment here in Burlington with high interest rates. And if we look to the Redfin articles that we've been going over, the most recent market update, you can see here, new listings are down. But if we look at active inventory, right here, we're at 2021 levels for active inventory, right? The orange line is 2023 on your screen there. The blue line is 2021 and the red line is 2022. So we're still above the 2022 inventory levels, but we're below 2020. If you see that gray line up top, we are about 70%. We have about 70% of the active inventory that we had in 2020. So we're still a far way away from normal. And nationally, we're in a low inventory environment. So I wanted to talk about how we can use these things to utilize Chat GPT and help us make our housing decisions, help inform us about the housing market. So what Chat GPT does, from my understanding of it, is it's an AI software that basically uses all the inputs from the internet and the information given throughout all of the internet. It has access to all data leading up to 2021. So it basically stops in 2021 and you can't get any current events. So if you were doing research about, for example, the war on Russia-Ukraine, which started in 2022, ChatGPT wouldn't have any updated information or updated opinions on the war in Ukraine, but it can use data from 2021 and before, anything that was on the internet before then, to formulate its decision. So it essentially looks at all that data and formulates a well thought out opinion from my perspective. So I asked it a few questions, and these are just example questions that you folks can use, or examples of the types of questions that you can use in your market. But basically what I tried to relate them to were the economic signs that we are experiencing in the US housing market nationally and specifically here in Vermont. But you can tweak these inputs based on whatever market that you're in or whatever the economy is doing, right? So if interest rates drop, then you can factor that into the questions that you ask ChatGPT, and then it essentially does the research for you, gathers the opinions of the internet, and formulates them into a well-structured response. So the inputs that I were using, that I used in this video, are low inventory and high interest rates, which is the environment that I'm experiencing here in Vermont. Nationally, that's what the national U.S. housing market is experiencing. So that's what I typed in, and let's take a look at what it said. So right here, what happens when U.S. for sale housing inventory, right? Not for rent, but for sale housing inventory drops significantly. So when housing inventory in the US drops significantly, several things can happen. Increase in home prices, bidding wars, decrease in home affordability, which is something that we've seen across the US, increase in home building, and a shift in the real estate market to a seller's market. So this is kind of, what we saw over COVID, where obviously interest rates were low, but inventory was also low in 2021 and 2022, which caused a lot of these things to happen. Increase in home building is something we saw in a lot of markets across the U.S. Something to note is that in this first question, I didn't factor in interest rates, which I think is a big part of the equation when you are talking about the U.S. housing market. So my next question, what happens with low U.S. housing inventory and high mortgage rates? So home prices may continue to rise. And this is something that we've seen here in Burlington. When there's low housing inventory, the demand for homes remains high. If mortgage rates are also high, this can further limit the number of buyers in the market, but may not necessarily reduce demand. That's something that I'm experiencing here in Vermont. As a result, home prices may continue to rise due to the limited supply and high demand. Yep. I mean, it's something that if you go back to my videos that I've said in the past, a lot of videos on this channel, that's basically what I've said. So buyers may need to compromise on their terms, the terms of the offer, the price. Fewer buyers in the market, right? Even though there are less buyers in the market, there might still be more buyers than there are homes available to buy. Builders may slow construction, right? This is something we've talked about a lot on this market. You don't have it's more expensive for builders to build, as they're saying here. Also, you don't have the guarantee of the end buyer being there at that higher rate. So I also asked specific questions, and this is really where it comes down to you as a home buyer and home seller. I asked some specific questions that can help you out. So, feel free to pause the video and read through these answers. I'm just going to breeze through them, or you can ask these questions yourself and see what they say. Use it as a guide in your home search. So I asked, as a home seller, how should I sell my home in a low inventory, high mortgage rate market, which is the market that I think we're in, the market that I see us being in. Right here, price your home competitively. This is something that I've said a lot on this channel. You don't want to price your home too high. Pricing your home too low can be bad as well, because it might not get bid up to where it could be. So you have to price your home correctly. Stage your home. I also think that's important. If your home's messy and buyers can't see through that, you're going to get less than you would have if you had staged your home. Or, at least around here in Vermont, I don't think it's necessary to hire a professional stager. But this next point, working with a skilled real estate agent, working with somebody who knows what they're doing to advise you on this sale, they should be advising you regarding staging as well, so you have your home set up properly as you bring it to the market. Be flexible with your terms, right? In a competitive market, buyers may have more bargaining power. So if you have a home that isn't as turnkey and might need a lot of work, then you might have to be more flexible with your terms. Consider making improvements. I would agree as well. I mean, if there's stuff that needs to be done, like say you have knob and tube wiring, I think upgrading your electrical system and adding a breaker box, which is expensive, but it's going to be beneficial in this market where, things are shifting, where mortgage rates are high. If you have knob and tube wiring, the buyer might not be able to get insurance, at least not insurance at a reasonable price. So that's going to rule out a lot of buyers from the market from your home. So I think improvements like that are very useful as you're selling your home. And then last here, as a home buyer, what strategies should I use to buy a home in a low inventory, high mortgage rate market? Right? Some basic stuff. Getting pre-approved, working with a skilled agent. Be ready to move quickly. That is very important. With low inventory, homes may sell quickly. If you wait around for a week to schedule showings, the home might not be there. Be flexible on your offer terms, right? Be flexible with your contingencies. Again, this is where it falls back into the real estate agent that you work with to advise you correctly on the terms of your offer. Consider expanding your search. Absolutely. Look outside of the markets that you want. I mean, if you can be flexible on the areas that you're in, you're going to have more success. I mean, just look at Burlington, going back to the beginning. 7 homes for sale in Burlington as of March 6th, which is today's date. If you're only looking in Burlington, you only have those 7 properties to choose from right now. But if you expand your search, more towns, you're going to have more homes to choose from. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Leave a comment in the description. Do you think I use Chat GPT correctly? How have you been using Chat GPT in not only your housing search, but also other aspects of your life? Or have you not messed around with the tool yet? I'll leave a link to the website in the description so you folks can take a look for yourself. Other than that, all my contact information is in the description. If you are interested in buying or selling a home here in Vermont, I would be happy to help. Feel free to reach out to me directly. And if you're looking in another state, reach out to me. I will find a great realtor in your market so you're not stuck with somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. Other than that, Liam O'Reilly, I'll see you guys in the next video.